Guys, welcome to my channel. I am Mona and in today's video I have created this makeup look. It's a nude bronze glam look. This is definitely my go-to favorite makeup look if I need to go out somewhere or if I am clueless on what type of look I have to go for or what colors I should use. It's very safe for me to use these colors, these kind of colors, not the exact one that I have shown in the video, but the colors that are very much similar to the ones that I have shown in the video to do on a daily basis, or basically, as I said, when I'm kind of confused on what to do. It's a very basic tutorial, but definitely it's going to look nice and effortless. Do follow the tips that I have shown in the video. I have shared so many tips in this video, and if you want to know what those details are, then please do keep on watching the video. My face is all prepped. I've already moisturized, applied some serum, but I skipped the sunscreen part. I'm going to prime my face, but if you are about to head out of your house and if your skin is going to get some direct contact with the sunlight, please make sure you apply a sunscreen. Now for primer, I'll be using this Purple True Jewel 24K Gold Primer. This is definitely a good affordable primer that helps to make your makeup last longer on your skin. It's a nice silicone based primer, works great to keep your makeup matte as well. So I'm first majorly concentrating this on the T-zone of my face, and whatever is left goes on to the rest of my face. Next up is color correction, for which I'm using the LA Girls Pro Conceal Concealer in shade orange, reddish orange. So I'm working this on the areas where my skin has quite a bit of pigmentation and discoloration. That is usually around my mouth, underneath my eyes, and a tad bit on the forehead. First, I'm blending everything with my fingers, just making sure that the orange evenly spreads out all across the needed areas. And by the way, I have a lipstick on. I was doing some swatches, so I thought I'll just keep the lipstick on. After blending and spreading the product evenly across my face with my fingers, I use a damp beauty sponge to run across the face once, just to remove any excess product. Usually at this stage, I like to use a concealer to balance this orange corrector, but today I haven't gone overboard with the orange concealer. So I think I'll directly move with the foundation part. For foundation, I'm using the Lakme 9 to 5 Primer Plus Matte Foundation. I highly recommend this foundation, one of my all-time favorites, I would say. So this comes with a spatula, and the shade is the best part about this foundation. The undertone, the shade, everything matches my skin tone so well, and it also keeps my skin oil free for a very long time. So I'm just taking the foundation, applying this over the orange first, then again whatever is left on the sponge goes to the rest of the face. I'm not going to give a high coverage look today. It's going to be super skin like. Okay, definitely my skin looks much better. Like on the tone part, it's kind of even now. We are going to highlight it a bit. Okay, so for concealer, I'll be using these two concealers. Okay, the one here is by K Beauty and the other one is another one of my favorites. It's the Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind Concealer. So the K Beauty one is in shade Deep and the Maybelline one is in shade, I actually use any shade in this range, but I generally like to use Caramel from the range. But today I don't think it's Caramel. It's butterscotch, I think. Yeah, it's butterscotch. First, I'll be using the deep shade from K Beauty just to give an extra coverage on the areas wherever it needs some coverage. I really like the formulation of this concealer, and shade wise, I really like it as well. I like foundations that are more on the neutral or cool undertone, for my skin tone. But naturally, I fall on the warm skin tone side. But I like to balance it up with some neutral or cool undertone products so that I don't end up looking super yellow at the end. I used to do looks like that, but now that I have changed some things here and there, but again, I might go back to the same thing that I was doing earlier. Makeup is something like that. You just keep changing things, and that's the fun part about it. Now, with the concealer, the Maybelline one, I'll be using a tiniest bit on the highlight areas. That's usually underneath my eyes, just definitely not right underneath my eye area. As you can see, I have applied this on the upper cheek area and underneath the under eye area. So that is the part where I need the highlighting to happen. So I am just applying the tiniest amount and I'm quickly blending because this is super light in shade for my skin tone. So I just have to make sure that everything is well blended with the foundation and the concealer so that it just matches with my skin tone. Keep blending, keep dabbing. If you don't feel like the blending is happening, I'll tell you something that I usually like to do. This also increases the coverage, increases the longevity, and it perfectly matches the skin actually. What I do is at this stage I use a little bit of foundation. I saturate my sponge with the foundation and then I blend the outer corners of the concealed parts. I also take it over the concealer so that everything looks nicely blended. I'll be using a translucent powder that is 2 to 3 shades lighter to my skin tone, only to set the under eye area and the bridge of my nose area. For the rest of the face, you will see what I do. So basically, I'll be using the K Beauty's Olive Loose Powder, one of my all-time favorite loose powders. Once again, I use this every day. Okay, not the exact shade, but I use this powder every day. If you want to know my daily makeup routine, then do let me know. I can do one. Okay, I've just set the concealed areas. I think I topped a little bit of powder on the chin area and the forehead area, but that's okay. Now to set the entire face or the rest of the face, I would say, I'm using the LA Girls Pro Face Compact Powder in shade Toffee, which is an exact shade for my skin tone. So this is going to balance the over brightness that's happening because of the light shade concealer. Next is my favorite step, which is bronzing. I'll be using the Glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty in shade 05 Rich. I definitely like this bronzer, guys. It has a good mix of cool and warm tone colors. It is a tad bit shimmery. It's not completely matte and completely shimmery as well. It just gives this nice healthy glow to my skin. Very subtle glow. Very, very subtle glow. And I really like the balance of the undertones in this bronzer. I'm just applying this on my jawline, the sides of my face. I also like to take the bronzer down my neck and the forehead. I love to bronze my forehead. Just a little bit on the sides of my nose. I'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me's blusher in shade Wine. It's a nice shimmery mauve pink blush. I'll be using my sponge, the bottom of my sponge, the butt of my sponge you can say, to apply the blush. Okay, so for highlight I'll be using the Becca's Opal highlighter. I'm just taking a small blending brush, taking a little bit of the highlighter. I'll be applying this highlighter on the top highest point of my cheek. And then I'll blend it together with the blush. A little bit on the tip of my nose and my chin area. Eyebrows are going to be super simple because I've already completed like 40% of eyebrows. So I used this black eyebrow powder from the Swiss Beauty Eyebrow Kit. I used this brush from Vega. It's an angular blending brush. So I just simply, darkened the eyebrow. That's it. If you want your eyebrows to look super natural, go for powder products. For eyeshadow, I'll be using the Kieros Longwear Brightening Eyeshadow Stick in shade Sandy Copper. One of my favorite shades. Nice bronzy brown coppery shade. Especially for my dusky brown skin tone, this works as a great nude eyeshadow shade. Just look at that. You don't need a base, you don't need different eyeshadows, just this stick. If you're not very much into eyeshadows, you can invest on this. It's retractable, it's super long lasting. It sometimes might slightly crease on the lines sometimes depending on the climate basically, but you can always go ahead and set the eyeshadow with a little bit of translucent powder that is going to keep the eyeshadow intact on your lids for a very long time. So for eyeliner, I'll be using the Kiro Waterproof Soft Matte Eyeliner Pen. It's a sketch eyeliner pen. I really love the effect that this gives. So I'm just first going to do a small wing, very small flick. I wouldn't call it a wing, but a flick. And then I'm very lightly going to line the upper lash line. That's it. It's going to be super simple and natural looking. For mascara, I'll be using the Maybelline's Lash Sensational Mascara. I'm going to give a good coat of this mascara on both my upper and lower lashes. Okay, this is just one coat. I'll be reapplying this once after the whole makeup is done. Next step, I'll be tightening my upper and lower waterline with some kajal. I'll be using this one from MAC. Okay, I have removed my pink lipstick. For lips, first I'll be using the Maybelline's Color Sensational Lip Liner in shade Dark Chocolate. I'm not only lining, but I'm also filling in my lips with this lip liner. To top it off, I'll be using the Maybelline Sensational Liquid Matte Liquid Lipstick in shade Barely Nude. I'm definitely not sure if I have to leave this matte or should I add a little bit of gloss. But meanwhile, while I decide that, I'm going to add in my second layer of mascara with the same mascara. No matter what type of nude lipstick I go, whether it's like a pinkish nude or a brownish nude or a nudish nude, I always have to go ahead with applying this lip liner from MAC. It's the chestnut. I'm just slightly going to color correct the outer lines with this lip liner. I think I have achieved the lip look that I was going for. So I'm just going to stop right over here, and I'm also going to keep this, looking matte, because already my eyes have a little bit of shine and my face has a little bit of highlighting happening. And I really want the lips to go subtle. Okay, so this is the finished look, guys. I really am a big fan of this nude bronzy looks. I personally think that they suit my skin tone really very well. It's not too over the top, but it's definitely speaking something. I hope you guys actually agree to it or see from my point of view. If you do, then do let me know in the comment section below. I have listed all the products that I have used in the video in the description box below. Go ahead and check it out. Purchase if you would like to try any of the products that I have talked about are featured in this video. So with that being said, I would like to end the video here. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.